Hello everybody, welcome to round 12 of the FI Motocross World Championship and the Monster Energy MXGP of Great Britain. And welcome to our GoPro track preview with me, Paul Malin, on what is a historic return to one of the most iconic Grand Prix venues the world has ever seen. That's right, we return to Fox Hills Motor Park, about 100k out of London to the west, just outside the town of Swindon. And when you think of this Grand Prix, the first ever Grand Prix on these shores was back in 1957. Jeff Smith, your winner. And that is all you need to know. But since then, we've had 121 winners of this Grand Prix. And there'll be two more people adding their names to that list this weekend in MX2 and MXGP. Now, I'm stood down on the start straight here. The last time we came here was back in 2000. It was a wet mudder. Only the 125 class ran that day, and that was James Dobb, who was victorious with a win and a second. He was the last winner here 26 years ago. The last British winner here at this venue 26 years ago. We've had British winners since at Matterley Basin, the former venue, but as we return here, there'll be a lot of reflecting. The fans in the valleys and all around, there'll be a lot of nostalgia here this weekend. Now, I'm stood down on the start straight. You can see the skybox behind me. This is the view down to the first corner. When we came here all those years ago, it was a more pronounced 90-degree first turn. They're just throwing water on and they're doing all the track prep. But that first turn was more of a 90-degree first turn all those years ago. But now it's a lot softer, sweeping right-hand downhill turn that the riders will negotiate. But honestly, just my first impressions of this place this weekend. You cannot praise highly enough the work that has gone on behind the scenes to get this venue back up to Grand Prix level, up to standard. It's been raced a million times over the last few years for bets races and things like that. But this weekend, Grand Prix, MXGP, whole different level of commitment needed to get this venue. I will show you around some of the racetrack in just a few moments' time. But here, when we think of 1992, the first ever Grand Prix that we had here, the American trio, Bob Moore, Donny Schmidt and Trampers Parker, swept the board. Rob Herring, the Brit, won race one. I think I finished third that day. I was a Grand Prix winner here. A couple of years later in 95 in the 125 category, edging out Dave Strybos and Kiko Chiodi. The following year, it was Tortelli who got one over on me here in what was an absolutely charged atmosphere. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this place offers now for this weekend. I know what it holds personally in terms of memories and sentiment and nostalgia and all the rest of that. But 2026, roll on. We've got MX2, MXGP, we've got 125 presented by FMF Racing. We've also got WMX on the agenda here this weekend as well. So a lot to get through, and a lot to get through on this track preview as well. But I'm not going to do lap by lap, hill by hill. I'm just going to scan around so you can see the wonder that is this Fox Hill Motor Park Raceway. Just down here now at the first turn, you see the machinery there. But I was stood down there about 80 meters away just a moment ago. This sweeping turn, you see how much softer it is. But we go downhill, it's slightly banked to the outside. We then turn right and head down the valley for the first time, where the riders will be greeted by an absolute wall of noise around this Fox Hill venue. It's going to take you around there now to see where that end of the straight leads. I'm going to go stand on one of the top corners of the opposite valley. You'll like this. If you've never seen this place before, it is an absolute treat. See you in a moment. So you may just see, just here, the Fox Hole shot line. As we get out of that first turn, we've got that little step down where the guy in the high vis is there. We've got a tabletop, and then we've got the city jump here. And that brings us around turn 2. And then you might just see the first couple of waves disappearing out of sight. I'm going to go a little bit further up onto the hillside, and you're going to see the track in all its glory. Anyway, I'm just up here on the one of the valleys, and I bumped into a rider. He's only won 5 World Championships. I don't know how he managed that, but Tim Gajser, Monster Energy, hey. Yamaha. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good to be here.
First time here.
Yeah. Looks amazing, huh?
First impressions of this wonderful circuit. I thought I was at Tigaland for a minute.
It's a little bit more steeper.
Yeah.
Okay, in Tigaland we have some steep hills, but here you have many of them. You go plenty times up and down, some nice jumps as well, nice tabletops, doubles, triples I see over there. So some wave section, so looks good.
They've brought the old school into the new school, it seems, with the big jumps and with the waves and things like that.
Exactly, and with elevation, kind of like with the hills. So I think we're gonna have fun. The weather is good. I hope they're gonna put a lot of water on the track, so there are gonna be some lines, you know. And yeah, really looking forward.
Yeah, and just quickly about your season. Obviously, we were in South Africa 2 weeks ago. This is round 12. Yes, as for somebody that has done what you've done with your 5 titles and all your Grand Prix victories and everything else, yes, you want more and all that, but what can we expect from you for the second half of the season? Are we moving in the right direction in general?
I mean, like, yeah, we're still working hard, you know, we're still testing a lot, things like that. So, yeah, I feel like the things are going in the right direction. A bit slower than I wanted at the beginning, but yeah, we have still 8 GPs to go, so plenty of racing, and hopefully from now on, you know, we can start to get also a bit better results. And, you know, like you said, you know, of course it's good. I mean, we are not bad, we are always there, but I want to be, you know, like fighting for the top spots, you know, things like that. Taking a good starts. I feel like this year, you know, the starts are, I mean, they are always important, but with so many good riders, everybody healthy, everybody's fit, if you are not with them from beginning of the race, you know, if they start first, second, third, and then you are back on 10th place, you know, before you came to 4th, they're already gone. So, you know, things like that, trying to get better starts, and then yeah, ride like I know.
And just real quick, when you look at a track like this, is this a track that you kind of go, yeah, this is my kind of track?
I would say yes. I would say yes, you know, like you said, big jumps, big hills. I like old school tracks. So yeah, I'm really looking forward. Like I said before, track looks amazing, so yeah.
Cool, enjoy it. So you've just seen me talk about the hills down here, coming out of turn 2, through these waves, and then just onto that little plateau. We're going to turn left just where this tree line is here. We head up, there's 2 hills you can see over on the right hand side. We're not using this one, but we're going to use the second one. We're going to go up onto the top, we're going to drop down and around, and then we're going to come back just to the right side as we look to the advertising. So we come down that first steep descent, we swing through the bottom, then where this brave machine driver is, we head up to the liqui moly jump there. There'll be a step up there or a double into the corner. We do a left, we drop down again into this bottom corner here, and then we go up one more time. So what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hills on this part of the racetrack. We disappear, long sweeper into a corner, come back down here, and then along the valley towards the finish line area. Let's take a look at where that finish line is right now, shall we? I think so. One thing I do want to say, when you see that, anybody here a Sound of Music fan, Julie Andrews, the hills are alive to the sound of 4 strokes. Now, digressing ever so slightly, have you seen anything better than this? Have you? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'm waiting. Exactly. Fox Hills, we're coming for you. Let's go down to the finish line. So we're on the final stretch. We come down this hill here, over the tunnel jump, this place here, all inside here, all over there in some places is going to be absolutely a wall of noise. But this run down here over the table, along here, there's your Monster Energy finish line jump, nice little step up. We head up to here, there's a nice triple into what used to be the penultimate corner when we came here all those years ago, and as you can maybe see, I might get a closer look on it in a moment, but we go through that right, we step up onto the top, just the other side of that big Monster Energy rig, all over the top of the hill there. And then obviously we've got one more gnarly jump. I'm going to take you there just to round this off, but there's one big uphill triple over on the far side of the circuit, which takes us into the left, that takes us down past pit lane, where we rejoin on the start straight for another lap. So let's go over there now. But interesting here, as we head up this hillside here, just where the sort of we've got Wassenaar and then we've got Galfa sort of banners there. Where you go from dark to light on the dirt, there's a nice little step there. You can triple, maybe even quad your way into those waves up on the top of the hill there. So that's going to be interesting. We've got a nice off-cambered left-hand turn there before we swing back through here. So lots of stuff going on. I'll go over there, show you what's going on over there. So here we are then. Over there, Monster Energy finish line, over that double. And we've got this triple here. We turn right. There's the Foxhole shot line there, by the way. Then we step up into that corner in front of the monster rig. We go out of that left. We've got that nice step down there. And then, as we come over this step down here, into the valley, over the Monster Energy triple there. That takes us around the back of pit lane, back down the start straight into this first turn. Give you a quick view of what it does look like from inside the first turn now that we're here. Look at that. See how it just curves beautifully through there. Anyway, that's my track walk. A little bit longer than usual probably, but you know what? I don't even know how many fans we're going to get here, but there will be a wall of noise all around this racetrack. It's great to be back here at Fox Hills. It's great to be here calling the Monster Energy MXGP of Great Britain as a former winner. Be interesting to see how it goes. I think it's going to get rough and rugged. What I didn't say in my track walk was where normally the ground is like this, loose and rocky and hard and stony, almost like a French track would develop. They've brought in soft material. They've been bleeding it in and watering and breeding it in. So we're going to get bumps, we're going to get traction, we're going to get lines. It'll be like a Fox Hills we've never had before, certainly not since 1985 when I raced here for the first time, when there was absolute prime dirt on this racetrack. Well, that's it. Maybe I should have been a bit more enthusiastic about this one. I don't know. Maybe I'll try next maybe I'll try next time. But that's our GoPro track preview. Slightly longer than normal. But this place here, oh, I'm ready for it. Are you? See you on the other side. See you on MXGP-TV.com. I haven't even talked about the championship situation, but 14 between Sasha Coonan and Guillaume Ferrez in MX2, 68 between Lucas Coonan and Jeffrey Hurlings in MXGP. Catch all the action here this weekend. See you then. Adios, over and out. Sayonara. Good day.